sorted out. I do apologise for that little interruption there. I had set it up for it was set up for 720p, so yeah, now it should be 1080p, so it should be a lot clearer. But yeah, I do apologise for that. I will spank myself later. Now let's see if this is all working. No, let's just open up my page. I don't want that. Resume save. Let's get back into the action. Let's see how far I can get this time. Now, I'm not going to be doing a really late night tonight. I did last night. I kind of regretted it a bit today, so I'll probably do this for maybe about half an hour or so, and or a night, to be honest. But yeah, this is Kerbal Space Program. Now, if you're unaware of Kerbal Space Program, yes, where have you been? Under what rock? There is plenty of material on Kerbal Space Program online. If you've not heard of it before, you'd probably better watching some of Scott Manley's videos, to be honest. He's been doing it for a long time now, and doing introductions and guides and so on and so forth. I'm probably not going to do that, to be honest, because like I say, he's already done it and he does it a lot better than what I would do. Or maybe not a lot better, but you know, he does a good job. It's well worth checking out. Right, let's just get all of these guys in. I don't think they're going to actually cost me anything, so not a big problem. But science-wise, 27.2. I remember. You see, I don't have the wheel unlocked, but I can actually use that, and with that, I can make an exploration craft. I can sense, I can feel your excitement with that one. Yes, an exploration craft. Now, with that, what I can do, you will like this. Well, I hope you'd like it anyway. Yeah, what I can do, basically, just see if I've got a ladder. If I don't have a ladder, this is going to be a bit harder to do. Yeah, I don't. Well, actually, it's not going to be that hard to do anyway, because what I'm going to do on its side. But if I put it like that, then it's going to be easier to do it completely. In fact, I might make this a twin, looking at it. Yeah. When I say twin like this, I'll get two sets of tubes. Or I'll make it a tubular arrangement to get it, so I can get as much research as possible from this particular run. I'll do for the moment. See, what I want to do is basically put two of these together, have two crew parts to it, and it'll make it a bit more stable as well, actually, if you're driving around. Because this is going to not... This is actually will probably be the majority of tonight's broadcast, to be honest, doing this. So I'm going to be taking them out. Got battery power, so I can actually be able to do this fairly easily. Loads of science stuff. Well, I've got that and that to check out. Just need to figure out a way of attaching these things together. Now, that is going to be... Yeah, actually I'm going to use these, I think. Yeah. The only issue I have, yeah, I mean, see, from that I could really do with getting them straightened up a little bit. Just try and make it as stable as possible, because this is actually quite realistic when it comes down to movements between objects. Yes. I say objects because you can also get a lot of asteroids and stuff flying around all over the place, and yeah, they're kind of big. Hitting one of them, I imagine, with a spacecraft is not going to be a good thing. Spacecraft. I don't think it's going to really affect the asteroid that much. I could actually put two more. In fact, I think I might. Yeah, it's actually quite cheap to do this, so there we go. That's one. And there's two. Right, so from that you can see it's shaping up. That's easy. If I can put them on it, then we're good to go pretty much. Well, not good to go, but see what I mean. Now what I might have to do though is put a few of these on. Try and make it as stable as possible. It's not exactly yeah, those wheels, they're not really supposed to be used in this way. Okay, I think that's about right. Yeah, that's not too bad, I'll keep that. Yeah, they're on the same angle anyway, that's the main thing. Getting them on the same angle is pretty important. This one runs on like that, so got a fairly good weight distribution as far as strength on the chassis. Well, I say chassis, it's not really a chassis, is it? Strength in the design, I think, is probably a bit bad description. Okay, that would do. And then I'll put two more down in the middle there just to help stabilise it some more. Stabilisers for the stabilisers. Yeah, that's one. And that's two. Right, that'll do for them. Now, what I'll need to do is chuck a load of batteries on, because these are what is going to basically be powering the, well, providing charge for the engines for those wheels. Those wheels are actually motorised. They will propel this along at a fair rate of speed, I believe. I should be able to travel overland quite far with this. It's a pity I don't have solar power, but I can just slap as many of these on as I want. They are dirt cheap as well, so it's not a problem. If I do have a problem with regards to, you know, speed, then I can actually put engines on the back of this, i.e. rocket engines, and just propel it along with them. But the problem being is that, yes, it can lead to horrible things, very horrible things rather, for the space. Well, this I say spacecraft. Yeah, I suppose you can call it a spacecraft when horrible things go wrong if you attach rocket engines to it. Yeah, because it will probably go airborne and not react well when it hits the land again. Okay, there we go. That's just the basic design. That will do for a quick land grab, as I like to call it. I don't think I need to worry about getting old Jeb coming out. Yeah, I think he'll be fine, so I'm gonna go with that. And there we go. Right, now I can do all of the science experiments just here, but I really want to be doing it around there or down there because that's a different biome, so I can actually use it. Now it doesn't seem to be going very fast, but it's moving very slowly. Or should I say it's turning. This is, yeah, the problem is I don't think they're in alignment, the wheels. Not in exact alignment, and that's what's causing it to turn like that. These wheels, like I say, they're not very, they're the first set of wheels you get, and therefore don't necessarily give you full control of the vehicle, as you can see. What I'm going to do is run it straight down this ramp. That should give enough speed, hopefully, to get onto the greenery over there. And as soon as I do that, then I can start doing experiments. But this might result in damage to the vehicle. So I don't understand what's going on for these wheels. I can't tell if it's actually powered or not, but it doesn't look like it. Right, I'm going to take it back to the hangar and put some engines on it, or at least a engine, so it has a method of propulsion. And the propulsion, what I saw, that was the back end, that was going in that towards the base. So what I'm going to do is just slap a couple of small engines on that with fuel, like so. Like that. I could actually do that on the other end, but I'm not going to, because it would just increase the cost of the rocket. But that should do it. Just need to make sure the crew actually is full. See, it wasn't. That was another good thing. There we go. I'm going to take Jebediah out for this, because I don't want him to die on just a simple crash test. Well, I can't say crash test. That's not doing me any favours either, having that kind of slip from the tongue. But yeah, this is hopefully it should be a little bit better now. Should be able to do what I was planning on doing. Yep, there we go. Right. Now, so what I can do is start these engines. Cut the throttle. And there we go. And now we can coast down here. And we should be able to steer, actually. Whoa! I need to check the the controls. That's what I think is going wrong. Here is it to launch, and then just check the controls. Can I check it? No. Damn. Okay, now. I don't really want to go all the way back to the main menu just to check that out. I'm going to alt tab and just check it. Should be able to check it online. So bear with me a sec. Okay, right, I'm going to try it again. I don't think you can, well, I'm not sure if you can actually steer with these wheels. That's the issue now. Throw it back. Yeah, there we go. Or maybe not, as the case may be. Yeah, I can't steer with these wheels. They're just not functional as a steering aid. lose an engine here. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Right. I should be able to get different signs from here, so let's just check. That's still showing as a launch pad, so let's reset that. Now you see why I didn't put Jebediah in the capsule with everyone else. Right, let's see what it gives you now. There we go. Right, now I can do 4 from there. And this is quite hard to steer, so I'm just going to let it roll. Do 2 of these. And I want EVA. Guys in the set, I'll just break that actually. And then I do 4 of these. Just to max out how much science I'm getting from this little particular run. And alright, let's see if we can get one of these guys out. And he fell off. That was what I was kind of probably not expecting, but yeah, well, I kind of was really. But yeah, well done. And there's no way you can get back on there, but I'm pretty sure. So let's move them white. Okay, we'll go back to the craft. There we go, remembered the key. Right, so I know whether to get another one out. Yeah, okay, I think it will. Ah, he's gonna hang on, that's good. Right, now you can just do an EVA report and get back in. I've got a funny feeling what I could actually do is collapse this landing gear, then put it back up again. So, let's just try that. Yep, there we go. He should be able to get straight back in. There we go. And he's, yeah, so there we go, right. So, next one out then, this chap, I think. You can do an EVA report first. Alright, he's already taken that actually, so he'll jump off. And there we go, right, so now you just... You can't get back in. No! No, you can. Good. Right, so, possibly one more. No, actually I'll leave that and just continue onwards. Onwards and upwards. No, that's a little fast. Yes. Okay, well, that's going to scoot me away from there at least anyway. Well, wow, that is actually pretty quick. Give me that's strange. It's giving me an orbit number rather than a surface speed. Could be a bug, but I'm not sure. Then again, it could be because I'm in one of these kind of pods rather than a space plane or a buggy component. Okay, let's have a quick look. Let's review. Yeah, it's in the Kerbal Space Center. Yeah, as you can see, this is, I mean, it's a complete sandbox. Well, I'd say sandbox. If sandbox is a solar system, then yeah, this is a sandbox, but yeah, Solar System is quite big. Compared to the normal sandbox game, this is, yes. You can't compare them to a normal sandbox game because of the size of, or the distances involved and what you can do with it. Try that again. Okay, I see. Right. Keep on going. And you can zoom out pretty far, I can tell you that much. There we go. Look at the speed there, though. I'm getting close to the shore. And you also can't go too fast. If it go too fast, then this will flip. And if it flips, then things start to break very quickly. And it's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. I'll brake a little bit before I get onto that downward slope, because if I'm going too fast, then I won't be able to brake at all, and it will just go straight. There we go. Right, I can just stop here. Yeah, so I can keep that and do all of these. So that's another set of signs I've done. So this all goes towards the project, or the projects rather, that I can then use to upgrade or rather research other parts. Now, so I've got crude port. That one doesn't. Yeah, there we go. Port. I thought I did too. Yeah, it must have been that one. Right, let's just save all them. Put the gear down, so then we can just get the cables out and do the same thing as before. So, well, where did you actually fall out from? There we go. Get back in. There we go. And he's back in. Next one. No, that was the same one. Shit. Next one. And he fell off as well. Okay, yeah, this probably isn't the best crew to have taken on this little adventure. This one. Yeah, he can actually do one of these, which is good. That'll be over at the shore, so you can just get back in again. Can't be cut. Hmm. Not sure if that's true. Wait. And there we go. Right, now that should be a nice large amount
User
of
joined your
science.
channel.
Let's take that back to the base.
There we go.
Hello, Miss Anderson. How's it going, dude?
It's just been one of those days, man. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Again?
Yeah, that's most days in my house.
Alright.
It's just something you learn to live with in my house.
Okay. I'm probably going to be going to bed fairly soon, dude, but I'm just streaming at the moment on Kerbal Space Program. So,
Oh, nice.
I'm not going to be chatting, really. But I'll be about tomorrow anyway, so if you want to chat, I'll speak to you then.
Yeah, I'm just jumping on War Thunder.
Okay. I'll catch you later, anyway.
Yeah, I'll catch you later, man.
Disconnected.
Okay, so yeah. From that, you can see I've made a crap load of science from just doing that little run. And I should be able to get all of these parts back. In fact, I got a small bonus because I got 100% plus 2.2% for something. I assume that is actually to do with one of the programs I've initialized as far as research and stuff goes. But as I say, that gave me a lot of science, so let's have a quick look and see what I can get with it. Now this thing here, no. That thing there. No, just give me, that's a landing destroyer, it's not very good. It's 90 science, so I've got to choose really carefully for this one. Okay, this is all spaceplane stuff. Fortunately, I don't have that much for it now. Lights, yeah, that's useful. There, that's solar power. Now that would be really handy. And that's a ladder and then processing lab and more science stuff. Oh, choices, choices, choices. I'm tempted to go for that. If I do that, then I've got the science and I can build around these things, the processing labs, to make kind of easy, well, make exploration or gathering of science a little bit easier. If we can make a craft based around one of these, then I can gather the information up inside it and reset all of the experiments. So I only have to carry, in theory, one of each experiment in order to take advantage of the lab. And I can do 4 experiments from the same spot, I think. Actually, I'm not sure if I can do 4 experiments from the same spot. I think I have to take 4 in that case. Yeah, possibly 3. Each location, that is. Yeah, it's it's interesting, this. It's getting to me again, I can tell. Well, you can probably tell as well, whoever's watching. I'm tempted to go for the spaceplane parts, because that way I can do some exploration around Kerbal. In fact, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. So 1990. Yeah, that's what I need. OCS as well. OCS I'll be needing when I get into space. That again, that would be handy, and that would be handy. That's again another really good piece I need. Obviously, I need that for the thrusters as well. Now, yeah, I need to get a good run in there, I think. Now, let's have a look. 47,000. Okay. Now, it's fairly close with the previous one, this one, I think. I think what I could probably do with that, well, apart from adding another stage underneath there, obviously, that would be the way to do it. But up here, see, I need to get these fired off at a certain altitude, and these as well, which is why I've taken the extra ones up here, to give me that little bit of an extra boost, and also to make sure I get that altitude right. What I'm going to do, I think, is put another stage underneath that lot of equivalent thrust. And when I say equivalent thrust, basically what I have to do in order to get this thing moving, as I add more stages below, I need to add more rockets, and that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to put 3 more of these on, I think, that or something equivalent. See, these give 250 in thrust, and these only give 250 or 200. 120 for that and 50 for those. So these are the biggest thrusters that I've got at the moment, so I have to kind of like take advantage of that. Now, what I'm going to do is this is 38,000 already. That's a problem. That's a real problem. You know, so I think what I'm going to have to do is just forget about these. If these, once these are used up, I've just got to use them, as simple as that. Don't think I can afford to put all these parachutes on them in order to save them. But I'm also thinking about it, and the other thing I'm thinking about is I don't need to put another stage underneath it. I just need to strengthen this stage by adding maybe another set of 3 of these up here, linked off this one, which we will now see me do. Okay. It's not right, that's because of that. That's the reason why I was having problems before getting things aligned. I should have checked that little button. Okay. Right, so I've got these three attached here. What's going to happen? Well, this is the way I've got it planned out in my mind anyway at the moment. It's good to try and visualise this kind of stuff in your mind whilst you're putting it together, because if you don't, then you get it wrong. You can kind of put it together, I mean, like, you can figure out what's going wrong with it. Okay, so we've got the three at the bottom there, you see? Get one of these. Slap that on there like that, and there you go. Now what I'm going to do is just combine these two into one stage. Like so. So they all fire at the same time. So now I've got twice the amount of thrust going off at the start of the launch, which should mean for a much faster acceleration. And then we've got parachutes there as well. They're much cheaper parachutes. It's just a little bit too expensive. So what I'm going to do is just put one of these on here. It actually wants me to, you know, put them properly, please. There you go. That's in the wrong place though. That needs to be, yeah, and that's in the wrong place as well. Needs to be there. This needs to be up here. Okay, right. Now we are cooking with gas, as they would say if it was cold. Now, what I'm going to do is take this down to 1 as well. Still the same position, and this one, that can go down to 1. I don't think we actually need another additional one besides that one on there, actually. So yeah, I'm going to take that off. That, I don't need to have a spare. I'm balls out, man. I'm balls out blazing. Whatever that means. Maybe put a battery on? No. Could cause a weight misalignment, which I'm already running on anyway, because I've got just singular parachutes on rather than triple sets, which is what I normally do. Okay, now the only other thing that I need to worry about really is these for a start. I need to really increase the price. They shouldn't. In my opinion, they should be almost insurance, because without these, really, you know, pushing it to try and get something off the launch pad. Now, that is looking a lot better for getting into orbit. Yeah, I need to kind of keep these rockets attached if I can. Separate out that. No, I already have done. Right, it's at the top, so I don't have to actually launch that off, which is a big issue. I need to try and get one of these other rockets at set off at a particular altitude as well, or at the stage. So let's go back. Just going to check something. This is going to be contracts, the active ones. I need to. Yeah, I don't get that why it's not accepted it. I might try restarting. That's issue 21,500 meters to 27,000 meters. At that speed is a really slow speed. I'm not sure if I can actually do that in this launch. So if you boost it 9,900 to 15,600 meters. And yeah, that's the other thing. I'm going to be watching this to make sure that all of the things are within what they want. So potential boost 16,000. Static. Okay. Yeah, that one's radio decoupler. Fuel engine. regardless of radial time. So again, it's the speed that's the issue there. I've got to try and get a particular speed, and that's what I've been doing. Test that in orbit. Okay, right. So if I've got to test it in orbit, I need to change the design slightly to add on at least a separatron, so I can test it out in orbit. Or I can just get one set of these to not fire. That would do fine. There we go. Right, now that should do that then. Save it. Actual, right. Jebediah. Would take Jebediah or not take Jebediah? That's always the question. I don't think I'm going to risk him this time, just to yeah, I mean, see, this guy's really smart and he's not stupid. Jebediah is a little bit stupid. Just a little bit, but we like Jebediah. We really like Jebediah. We don't want him to die just yet. That would be a bad thing. Really bad thing. It would cause a national scandal. Okay, right. I'm going to change this around a little bit. It's just a minor modification, but the staging's wrong there. Okay, I think we are good for launch. Good look, Semini. It's up to you, my man. Check the fuel limits out. Yep, let's go. Now that is accelerating much more quickly in comparison to the previous attempt. This is all looking good. Very good. When I hit about, I'd say after 6,000 meters or so, I'm going to start making a turn to the right. To get ready for an orbital alignment, I suppose is probably the correct phrase. There we go, 5,000, 6,000 meters. We'll start making a... Oh, no, that's wrong. I don't want to be turning that way, I want to be going this way. Yeah, I'm only actually steering with the gyroscopic function from the command capsule. It's not actually got any thrusters and it's not got any wing turning abilities, but this is looking good so far. I'm going to just check my contracts. There we go. We've successfully tested the fuel, the rocket booster. I'm losing electric charge, that's not good. But this is looking really good for orbit. Yeah. I'm just going to nose that over a little bit. Use the last of that up. Use them up. And there we go, right. Just going to check my apoapsis. Let's see, that's 70,000 meters. That's good, that's not bad to begin with. I mean, I am going to push that up a little bit further to make sure I'm going to hit orbit, but this is looking good so far. Give it about another 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should do it. So let's just check back on the map. 87,000 meters. That was perfect almost. What I need to do is just align myself for the next stage of the burn, which is going to be, there we go, we've got the orbital music now. Now what I need to do is burn to get this bucket of bolts into an orbital position. Now that, I need to wait for this to get closer. Can actually do it from here, I will do, I think. It's normally easier to visualise what's happening. It's going to need a considerable burn, I think, and I'm going to start it now. go. You can see this is starting to spread out now. Now basically what will happen is that will eventually go to the maximum limit around the planet. I'm just looking at the fuel. I'm not sure if I actually have enough fuel for this. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close, but come on, a little bit more. Cut back on the throttle and try and be a bit more fuel efficient. Oh, it's close. It's going to be really close, but I'm not going to do it. Oh no, that's close. Now you see, I do have thrusters. I have these to use, but that's not going to be enough to put me into orbit. I'm pretty sure of that, and even if it did, I wouldn't have any way to get back down. So let's just try it anyway. If need be, I can revert the mission or mount a rescue attempt. Let's go. That's not enough. And the other problem that I'm going to have with this little particular landing is that's going to be night time when I come down. Anyway, let's do my scientific experiments that I've got. I can do a thing. Only, yeah, that's negligible. That's not worth doing. Same probably for this. That's worth keeping. See crew report, not worth keeping. Data for that. Let's EVA quickly. Do an EVA report. There we go. That's a nice little amount of science. I'm back in. Right. Now what I'm going to do is flip this over so that on re-entry the engine, i.e. this bit, is going to be absorbing all of the heat, so hopefully won't burn off anything up here, which is where the little Kerbal sits, or Kerbal sits. But that's yeah, that was close. That was really close to getting orbit. I'd say probably about another unit of fuel, not another unit of fuel, maybe another kind of tank of fuel would have done that. Probably of equivalent size, I'd imagine, maybe a little bit more, or maybe just a more efficient engine. In fact, that was probably it. If I'd had the smaller engine, I would have done that. I've done this kind of stuff before, and the smaller engine is so much more efficient in space and at fuel consumption as well. It makes a huge difference with regards to you know, your thrust to weight ratio, or space thrust rather, I suppose. Let's just have a quick look. I'm going to try. I will be checking these maybe on the way down just to make sure. Yeah, see, as soon as I hit the atmosphere, that will change to a different kind of biome, as they're called in the game. But yeah, you get different music in space, and it's really nice music as well. I do like this stuff. You also get a pleasant view, obviously. You can fit, I mean, the lighting on this is, yeah, as you can see, it's really nice. You're in space, so everything is dark, as you kind of expect. And when that actually comes to me landing, it's going to be a bit of an issue, believe me. But, yeah, with regards to visual effects, just look at that. Isn't that awesome? Curvature of the planet. I mean, obviously, you know, human astronauts, I should say, see this kind of stuff when they orbit the planet around in the orbital space center, or when they're going up to visit, or just, you know, the journeys around the Earth. But being able to see yourself in a computer game is quite a nice little touch, I find. And I'm coming back in now for re-entry. Now I can highlight stuff here, you see, so I should be able to check things out for atmosphere. See, so that's another one that I could do. There's already been one done there, but I'm going to keep that one. I think I'm going to keep that one as well. Just lift the nose back up. Okay. Just notice the speed. That is, it's coming in really fast. This is going to be sketchy now, I think. Yes, this is not good. Uh-oh. Parachutes are out, but they're not. Ooh. Come on, slow down. You've got to slow down. That side on, that's a really... I mean, it's producing an immense amount of drag, but it's not good for the components. That much I'm pretty sure. They will be heating up royally at the moment. Yes. The parachutes are doing their job. They have slowed me down. I'm still nosediving towards the ground now, and I'm still doing 300 meters per second. 10,000 meters. Let's keep that. It's slowing down properly now. Woo. And we might actually hit water with this, which is going to be even better. It means I won't have to separate the stages. Yeah, we're going straight for that water zone there. That was close. Well, not close. It's still not over. It's still going pretty quick, but it has slowed down enough for me to be sure now that it should survive the re-entry. I was a little bit worried there. Thought bad things were going to happen. It doesn't look very yeah, doesn't look like it's going to survive this, but it probably will. Trust me on this one. The parachutes I've yet to deploy properly. There we go. And that's a nice slow descent there. I don't know if there was a mod actually I used to use called, I can't remember what it's called now, but there was a mod that added realistic, what's it called, air resistance, so your aircraft could, or spacecraft rather, could explode from the re-entry area, re-entry rather. Now I will look at maybe getting that at some point, if, or rather when, it's done for this game, because it's a mod, so it's not been updated yet with this latest patch, as far as I know. All these certain mods have. What? No! Oh, what happened? No! Oh, my rocket. Why, rocket? Why? Why did you do it, rocket? You didn't have to do that. Okay. Well, it's not lost. We can do this still. Have the power and technology to rebuild him. Right, so that's all I've done. Yeah. A lot of science there. See if you can get any more. No. Okay. And there we go. So, go with that. Get up to the hang. Now that should have given me some more science, hopefully. Yep, see, now I can get another part done. Unfortunately, that did. Yeah, that did as I feared, really, and I'm not going to be able to continue, I don't think, with this, little, yes, this career. I've run out of funds, from what I can tell, and there's no way I know that I can get it back. I'm not actually going to end the campaign because there might be something that I've missed as far as getting more funds goes. In fact, I think I know what it is. It might be this campaigning thing here. That's also see, that costs me money. Need is, yeah, that's what I need. I should have gone for that. But it's too late now. What I might have to do is, I'm not sure if I'll have to quit that one or not completely, but what I'm going to have to do in the meantime, I could actually go back for that quick save and do that one. Yeah, I'm tempted to. But what I'm thinking of doing anyway, I'm just going to save that, thinking about it, I'm going to save that there, and I am going to start it with a new one instead. So, I'll go back to the main menu. And I'll do an easier mode. I mean, I'm not doing this because I'm noob to KSP hardly. I mean, as I say, I've played this quite a lot, and you can probably see that from the way that I'm playing. But it's more to do with the funds. I've not done the fund side of the game or funding side of the game before, so I'd rather it was a little bit more forgiving with regards to any mistakes I make, which I made at least 2 in that last game. The last launch, I shouldn't have gone through with that launch, and another launch that I did prior to that one that again used up funds that if I'd have put them all together, I would have easily been able to get that stuff into, well, done the orbit scenario, which was what was lacking. If I managed to do that, then that's I assume would have been quite a large amount of money. Don't want indestructible facilities. Don't purchase required research. Talk about that. This improves respawn. Again, I'm not sure about that one. Price, yeah. Starting for 150,000. That's quite a lot. I tell you what, since rather than should I do that? Well, to be honest, I'm still gonna have to do that anyway. Just get a little bit more science, but I could just cheat. Well, not so cheat. It's part of the options as far as starting goes. I could just add a load of science there, and start doing easy missions. But I'm gonna go back and do this again. Probably at a later date anyway, so I can always check that out at some other point. In the meantime, I will check this out as it is. Now with the 250,000, which is a lot of money in comparison to what I had in that last game, I think, I'm going to be able to sell some of this stuff. But yeah, okay, let's see. Appreciation. Let's swap some funds again. I don't want that. Yeah, what I need is to get more funds basically. Let's swap some. Yeah, that you see would be useful. Really useful. Don't have the reputation to be able to do that. So, go back out and go for a quick science grab before anything else. I'm not going to do any contracts, I don't think. maximizing the amount of science I can get. Yeah, see, that's only 2,600 to actually put that together. In fact, I can make it even cheaper just by taking these out of the thing. There we go. Right, so that's it. That's all I need to do to begin with to get myself some quick science. Obviously, I need to get a little bit more, a few more of these guys. There we go. Right, and that's it. So, I'll just call this quickly science grab. There we go, and launch. Now what you can do, what you can do is, with this game, is you can basically copy over other people's designs just by getting their template, having their parts installed and dropping it straight into your version of the game. By doing that, you can obviously, because it will get everyone on board, I think. Okay, so group and a group, and a group. Yeah. Variable, and get back in. And you're a noob, so you can stay out. We don't need everyone to do this to begin with. Yeah, he's okay. You can stay on as well, right? Variable, and get back in. This guy. Yeah, you can hold on as well, that's good. Means you can use his thumbs, which is always a bonus. By doing all of these samples now, it gives me a bonus, well not necessarily a bonus, but a much greater amount of starting size, and this cost me nothing as far as what's it called goes. So this. Again. Okay, so there we go. Just recovered that. That should be a pretty good science grab. See, there you go, 42 science from one little invention like that. And it refunded everything, so I didn't actually lose. Well, I did actually lose some stuff there. Okay, no reputation. Right, so let's just put the contracts. Let's not a lot of contracts. Okay, now you're getting tired. I'm a little bit tired, so that's about 5,000 meters, yeah. Yeah, 20. Right, so get the signs. 45, that one go out of aim. No, I think we do have a basic rocket already. We do have a separator, so where's the SLBs? There are one. So we'll go with the SLBs. Oh, okay. So, here we go. Fresh design. Now, I know what I did wrong last time, so we don't have the triple link, unfortunately. The triple linkage, I don't think. But we do have this, and we do have that there. Now, what I need to do first is just do a quick science grab to get as much as I can for that from the starting platform. So, I'm just going to grab 4 of these. Like so. Drop that straight onto the landing pad. Grab the science room. There you go.
Oh,
Right, so, we'll do a quick launch on something. I'm going to call it a night after this launch, I think. Kind of late for me. Okay, alright. Oh, no, don't. There we go. Alright, so, what do we want? What do you want? Now, we could actually aim for an orbital launch. It's going to use up quite a lot of funds doing that, and I need to bring like a small portion of this shit back. So what I'm going to do... Okay, yeah, I'm going to change the plan there. Go from a rather large rocket, but a rather small engine like that. So this is going to be probably about a 3 or 4 stage rocket maybe. Thing. Yeah, I've got parachutes, so that's all good. Okay. Don't know, yeah, I'm going to put parachutes on everything. It's only going to be 1 parachute per kind of like cylindrical section rocket. It's going to be kind of a single body rocket rather than like a triple or quadruple stack. Can go crazy with these, to be honest, and that's what I like about it. You can just go nuts. The biggest rocket I've launched previously in this game was, let me think, I think it was about 5,000 tons, but I'm not 100% sure that it was quite a while since I tried it, and it was on my LPC. It almost killed it, bless it. But yeah, it struggled. It bore with the stress of having something so enormous actually trying to fly on it. Okay. Now then, the next little bit, we're going to go for another fuel tank, I think, but much bigger engine than this one. So yeah, you can see this is going to be a bit more advanced than what I've normally built for my initial kind of tests, I suppose. That's because I'm aiming to get it into low orbit at least. I think I can do that. What I've got, I'm not so sure, to be honest with. No, I don't think I can actually. Looking at it now, it's gonna. If I do try this, it's gonna be pretty hazardous. It might blow up in mid-flight. I am gonna give it a shot and think about it. Might as well. It's that time of night again where anything goes. gonna have to drop them down. I'm actually use these as a way of stabilizing the launch because it should actually help. There you go, because they're gonna act like legs for the main body of rockets. You see what I mean? Because I don't have any launch support devices, so yeah, it's going to be a sketchy launching either way. But yeah, it's going to be even more sketchy because of this little layout that I've got set up at the moment. Of course. Should put them. There we go, nicely spaced around there. So these should be up here, yeah? I'm going to separate them out because I need to fly them in orbit. That's the main parachute, and that's that. This should be down here, yeah. That comes down to there. That's to be fired in orbit. These are to be fired when that breaks, which is there. And then, yeah, all of those go off together like a big firework. Just going to chuck some parachutes on them, and then we're almost good to go. I think, hopefully these parachutes are going to make a difference with regards to recovery, so I don't have to worry about that. But that is, yeah, that's good. That and that is, I'm quite happy to try that one out. I've got my landing legs on there. Aerodynamic structures, nothing else. I think 3 supports on the top bit, but I'm kind of willing to take that risk if I'm honest. I think it should be okay. So with all that said, let's see about launching this bad boy. We are going to get Kerbal going out there and put. Oh, it's London this time. What happened to 70? Are you using that other game? Follow us over. So we're stuck with some of the Kerbals that we don't know that much about. So Dude Van. Oh, that's an awesome name. I love that name. This guy is going to go fight with me, I'm sure. Well, in more ways than one. Okay, so I'm just going to have to pause, just recheck. Yeah, that's all good. Off we go. Good luck, Dude Van. Launch a new vessel. Attain altitude of 5,000 meters. Orbit Kerbal and escape the atmosphere. Now, whether or not we can do that is all dependent on whether or not these 4 rockets are on the outside are going to stay attached to that one. If they do, good chance. I think we've got a good chance with this one. Maybe not of getting orbit, but you can never tell, especially with those low, high efficiency engines. Now, yeah, I'm going to go for this. It's getting late, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we have liftoff. They've held right now. We're on our way. Now it's accelerating really quickly. It's probably even, yeah, this will be faster than that previous rocket that I just tried. It's already done 200 meters per second. It's only at 3,000, 4,000 meters now. Almost 400, it's going up to 400 meters a second. Yep, broken 400 meters per second, and it's almost at 9,000 meters. Okay, I'm going to start making a turn. And off we go. Right. It's not accelerating now, that's not good. And the thing is though, I think I've got enough momentum to get this into a high enough altitude, so we'll start accelerating. There we go. It's starting to accelerate now. All I need to do is guide it over and make sure I can keep it under control. Now I'm going to do 2 of these here. There we go. Oops, this is 47,000 meters. Push that up a little more. I'll try and get 60,000. Should be able to get that out of this engine. $62,000 meters. Okay, we're good to go. I think with this one. Do a crew port. Okay. No, we do have enough energy. We need to get that out of the atmosphere. There we go. It's going to take a lot of burning effort, I think, here to get this into orbit, but it should be possible, I think, hopefully. And providing thrust. I don't think it's enough thrust, that's the problem. I'll basically try and accelerate now as quickly as possible. Tempted to throw these in. Okay, what I'm going to do, think about it. I'm going to fire off 2 of these now to give us some extra boost. Risky, but I'm going to have to try it. I think. I don't have that contract. Right, let's go for it. Should have given me a little bit of a boost. Come on. Come on, we can do this now. I'm not sure if I've got enough fuel actually. Look at this. It's going to be pretty close, I have to say. I don't have, yeah, in fact I know I'm not going to be able to do this because I need to get an orbit of 70,000 meters in order to do it. Still, that's not a bad effort for my first try. I'm going to be able to do this quite easily, I imagine, on my next try. Good little effort from the, well, in fact, there we go. We've almost done that. 38, 39, 40, 41. If this is going to be high enough, I might be able to do this. I'm just not so sure about the fuel. Fuel is almost out. There we go, it's gone. But we have made an orbit. Oh, but this is basically because of the that altitude. I don't think it's going to I think it will come back in basically because it's going to catch the outskirts of the atmosphere and slow it down very slowly, but surely this will return to Kerbal. But good notice there is I've got a quite a high altitude there, 700,000 meters, but you can see that it's going down all the time. That's because of, like I say, the atmosphere. The atmosphere is slowing down the craft. I was close there, really close. If I'd have maybe taken a bigger fuel tank, this would have happened. This would have got into orbit. But yeah, unfortunately not this time. What I could actually do is with regards to the Kerbin, him, or Kerbal rather, Kerbal, him, he could actually at the far end of the orbit up here, I could bail him out and just let him use his RCS on his spacesuit to set himself into an orbit up here. He wouldn't be able, I don't think he'd be able to come back down once I'd set it. He'd probably use up most of his fuel actually doing it, but yeah, he could actually do that. That would be quite amusing, I think. Right now, as you can see, that is slowly going down. And as I say, the reason for that is because of the atmosphere. I'm still literally on the outskirts of the atmosphere. You have to be around about 70,000 meters to not catch any drag from the air at this altitude from the planet. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip. Well, actually, I'm not going to skip anything. I'm just going to wait for the music, because as soon as the music kicks in, on as well. Yeah. Hope you're not afraid of heights, is all I can say. Here's the suit lights, by the way. There we go. You can't really tell that much from here, to be honest, on this really. This particular moment, but that's a nice little bit of science. Get back in, and I'll start using two of these goos up, I think. Yeah, in space. In space, there we go. The last two, I think, will be used up upon arrival back on Kerbal. Now, with regards to this, I think I can do 40, yeah, there we go. And science for that. And what I did there is turned off the SAS, which is what's keeping it locked in that position at the moment. It will mean that what if it does, if it had any movement left in the spacecraft as far as like security is concerned, brain work, momentum, yeah, any momentum left in its turn, then we just keep on rotating in that direction. But because I had SAS on, it won't happen. I was using an electric charge very slowly, so it's better to turn that off and conserve the energy for when I actually need it, which is going to be when I come back around to re-enter. I'm going to speed it up now and just get up to that point in space. You can advance time in this game quite substantially. It's better to not touch that one there. Touch that one, and it's almost like light speed. And generally speaking, bad things happen at light speed. Well, when I say light speed, it's time magnification that's increased quite significantly. I can put it like that. Okay, right now I'll start that down. I'm almost at the apotheosis, which is about 672,000 meters, or that's about 672 kilometers above Kerbin. Let's get him out again. Let's just check if there's a new EVA. Ice. Yeah, that's a new one. Get back in. Now I am actually going to use at least one of these mystery goos here. Just check them. Space near Kerbal. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to use both of them. There we go. Alright. And just check the contracts. 3 contracts I've done in this launch so far. I almost did that one as well. 50 sites so far on this trip, I believe. And a massive amount of funding as well. That's all good for the first launch, or first proper launch anyway. Wait, no, I didn't click on CSGO using OBS thing. I hope that's not just, yeah, that just broke up the stream. I do apologise for that for anyone who's watching. Right, so we're on our way back. Now this stage, this is where it could get interesting, because what I'm going to have to do is speed up the time and see what happens down here, because if this drops down really fast I'll have to port it, well, stop it as quickly as possible, because if not, actually that's looking quite smooth, think about it. I'm used to the used to it being a bit slower than, or less smooth to describe it more properly, because I used to read it on my old PC, and on my old PC it was really there we go, it slowed down, it's better. It kind of lagged out quite a bit, unfortunately, which made it quite tricky to do certain manoeuvres. But this hopefully should now, there we go, it's dropping really slowly. Still 1 minute 50 away from that, but I don't think there's any way I can actually increase my drag at this altitude. So I'm just going to basically go with it and wait for it to lose enough altitude itself, which it will do. It just might take it a while, it might take a couple of rotations around the planet. Let's just see. So yeah, it is actually decelerating quite well. Not decelerating, it's actually losing altitude fairly quickly when it hits the atmosphere. It's just going to take it a while to get down to around about, I think it will be about 35,000 meters when it will really start to slow down. But it is going down nevertheless. Nonetheless, even. The longer I spend in the orbit section, the more it will slow down basically. So if I go back here now, you won't see any heating or anything like that because it's not low enough. Well, there we go, we're going back up again. I can go back to the map and I should be able to speed this up fairly soon. As soon as I hit about 75,000 meters or 70,000 meters I think it is, then I can accelerate the time again and just zoom around. It will mean that I've been in orbit for a little bit longer, but I'm going to get a lot of science back from this little mission, so it's worthwhile waiting for it to come back. So now that's lost about another 400 meters of altitude. I can roughly say, yeah, it's going to take some time for this to get down. It will actually start to decelerate even more. You can see that from the altitude loss there, it's going down much faster now. It should probably skim around at least once more, I think, from this. What I can roughly judge, or estimate, I suppose. But yeah, you can see that number is dropping down quite rapidly now. And it will continue to do so every time I go around. It's just, at the moment, you see it's also dragging it on this side as well. That altitude is dropping rapidly. So I reckon it probably, maybe not the next time, but possibly the time after that, it is going to come into land. Which is all well and good because I need to go to bed. So that's down to 400,000 meters now, almost. Accelerates, basically it loses speed as it goes through the atmosphere every time it goes around. When it hits this part, it starts to decelerate. Actually, when it hits around about there, actually it starts to decelerate. And the deceleration stops there, but it doesn't accelerate anymore. And then when it hits the atmosphere again, it just decelerates again. So it drags this down, which is obviously related to your overall speed. So let's just accelerate this up again. Off we go. That's down to 402,000 meters. This is down to 45,000 meters now. That lost about 600 meters last time. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's either going to be maybe not this rotation round, but the next one, quite possibly. In fact, it might not even escape this time. It might just stay inside and go down straight away. We will see. We will see. That's full speed. That's dropping again. Right, so that's about another 500 meters off, roughly. Around this side, though, that's over 100,000 meters off the overall altitude, or the apoapsis, I think that is, yeah. So we're on escape path now, but whether or not we're doing that again, I don't think we will, because this is slowed down quite a lot now. See, every time it comes down, like I say, it loses speed, drags this in, and it drags this in as well. See, that's down to 260,000 meters now. Lost about 140,000 meters from that orbit. I would not be surprised if it doesn't go around again, but I would obviously see it's barely going to get into times 100 territory now. The multiplier, as far as your time goes, is limited by your altitude in relation to whatever planet you're orbiting. If you're orbiting the Sun, for example, that's the big, that's Mars. Well, you can orbit it obviously fairly close, but you can get into orbit on a massive scale with that, and yeah. If you ever do it in game, you will see what I mean. It's interesting to be orbiting the Sun rather than the planet, or a planetary body. So that's down to 43,700 now, and this is down to 200,000 meters. As you can see, that it's getting pulled in now quite rapidly. It's at the time, so I can't accelerate it any faster, but you can see this is going to be going down fairly quickly now. Whether or not it actually breaks back out to this altitude, I don't know. I don't think it will do now. I think it's probably going to go into the water, or at least land around here somewhere. It might stay up for one more revolution, or rotation, but I don't think it will. There we go, that's getting pulled in now. 31,000. Sorry, 41,000. And 80,000 there. That gets less than 75,000, then we won't be escaping. It's getting less and less. It's down to 37,000. Yeah, we're probably not going to be escaping, I imagine. Velocity is dropping off. Altitude is going up still, but it's not going up very quickly. Not going up very quickly at all. That's still going down. We're still decelerating. That's the kind of issue. That is, yeah, we're definitely going to be coming in on this rotation. Where though, I'm not sure. 67,000. It's going to just drop off. Yeah, we'll probably hit that apotheosis, but that's going to continue dropping. I think we'll probably land around here. It's going to be a fairly slow, gradual angle as far as the re-entry goes. So it should be quite a nice, easy entry, rather than what I have been doing, which is always vertical, and they're not particularly comfortable, especially if you're using the mods that, like I said before, use you know, proper like physics when it comes down to impacting the ear. That kind of stuff is, yeah, it becomes really nerve-wracking when you're coming in to land or trying to land a rocket. Okay, so I think it's gonna come down around here. It's starting to come down now, but it's kind of hard to predict. I mean, to be honest, it will definitely come down before that point. It might be around here. It's kind of, like I say, it's difficult to predict because of the air tends to slow it down. Could actually be as far around as here, but your guess is as good as mine really, at this point. It's going to continue dropping down because I'm decelerating all the time now. Yeah, I don't have any lights on this because that, when you're around the dark side of the planet, obviously you don't get any light sources. And here we go, we're coming into line now. That's why the camera flipped around like that. But yeah, when you're on the dark side of the planet, if you've got a light source like a light or something, you can light up your own craft. It just looks really nice. It's the cold, well not necessarily the cold, but the silence that really gets me, I suppose. It is how it is in space. It's a vacuum. There's nothing for the sound waves to actually travel through. So you don't actually hear any noise because, yeah, there's nothing to hear. Well, there is. There's obviously, you know, if there's an explosion, yeah, there would be an explosion, but whether or not you'd hear it is a different matter. Let's turn that down. Coming into light. I love the Kerbal's faces. I've kind of, there is a way of increasing the size of that. I might see about doing that just to see their expressions because they do all very amusing faces. Here we go, coming into land now. Yeah, the wind rustling. say, it should be a fairly easy one, to be honest. See from the angle, it's coming in quite nicely. $28,000, $27,000. I don't have the parachute thing to do, but you know. In theory, I did actually orbit Kerbal in there like 4 times, but I didn't do the orbit that they asked for. You have to get a minimum altitude of 70,000 meters at the lowest point, and my lowest point was too low, which is why I've come to this stage. Pop the parachute just in case. Still going quite fast, but yeah, the air will slow us down a lot now. So for that speed drop off. And there goes the parachute. Yeah, at this kind of altitude, the parachute won't deploy because the air is too thin. It's a good job it doesn't deploy as well, because generally speaking, it would rip the craft apart if it did. The stresses, well, it might not actually rip the spacecraft apart. It would more likely rip away from the spacecraft, which is, yes, not what you want it to do. Coming in to land. In the green pastures of Kerbal. This is probably on the other side of the planet. Inhabited by cavern animals known as the Kerbals. Or Kerbals. And you gear down. There we go. And when we get close to the ground, what I'm going to do is activate the SAS so it keeps it upright. Nice little trick that is useful. Here we come. There we go. I could actually get the Kerbal out as well. In fact, I might, just to mark the fact that I've landed on this area, which is probably grassland, and therefore it's actually quite fast. Ooh. Wow, I'm actually quite surprised with that one. That was 11 meters a second that came in at. Okay, EV him. It's grasslands, okay. So we EV him again. It's quite high. Oh, he survived it, good, okay. I thought he might, but I wasn't 100% sure. There we go, now we'll just put the flag down. That's just a note for me, really. Now, unfortunately, there's no way of getting him back in, so I'm going to recover him there, and then I'll recover the vessel separately. But it's just as easy to do, really. It's, in fact, easier to do in this respect. Wow, 73 science from that. Okay. Don't think, yeah, it didn't recover the craft, and the craft is going to be even more science, so everyone has landed there. Cover that. There we go, that's in the 11 experience, received 135 science from that. And plenty of more parts as well. well, just 341,000 funds. So that my next launch will be even easier, to be honest. Right, but what I'm going to just do is have a quick look at the science. 209 science. I mean, these are all what, 45 each, so yeah, that's all of them and that. I'm well on my way with that little run that I just did there. Let's see. Science, definitely. Let's got the gantry and need that. I can do that one next, actually. I've still got another 101 points left. So that's at least one of these, or two of those. I don't think I'm going to go for one of these just yet. I might actually think about that's interesting. I might go for a space plane. Yeah, I'm really thinking about doing that. Looking at it, because if I build a space plane, what I can do is I can then test out things in the atmosphere a lot easier, because I can build a stable aircraft, get it up to the altitude I need to do it at, just get the speed right, get the altitude right, fire off whatever it is I need to do, and then do the experiment, and it's done. And I've still got a reusable aircraft. I don't have to keep on just launching rockets, which is a kind of waste of funds. So problem is I really want that one, because that gives me a new cockpit as well. That one doesn't, and that could be an issue. Don't have one, I don't think. So I'd have to use the capsule if I don't actually buy this one. So I'm gonna have to get that. And if I'm doing that, I might as well get this as well. It gives me an extra fuel tank and some other engines. Okay, so now that's a much better start for the next set. There, I've got a decent amount of money. Yeah, that's going much better than the that was the game that I did. Mind you, I am out of practice. Like I say, I've not been playing this that much recently, so it will take me a while to get used to this, all of the new elements of the game. As far as upgrading things go, I mean, buildings wise, I know there's a way of doing it, but I think that I've got to wait. I've got to do a certain amount of science or something here before. I don't know if that's science or funding. I think that basically has to flick over to the next meter or the next colour, and then it'll allow me to upgrade everything here. At least that's what I think, or at least how I think it's going to work. But I'm not sure yet. I will be doing more of this in the future. So that's it for me for tonight, guys. Like I say, I'm going to call it a night now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow or online. Cheers.